Welcome to Antigua. I'm Nathan Owens, the manager for the Caribbean Radio Lighthouse. We're broadcasting from the island of Antigua. The station began broadcasting in 1975. You may have visited our old studio facility in Jolly Hill, Antigua, but I want to take just a minute and show you our new studio facility in the community of Valley Church. We broadcast on 1160 kilohertz AM, 92.3 megahertz FM, and online at www.radiolighthouse.org. Welcome to the Radio Lighthouse. In this front work area, Renee Owens does the station accounting and correspondence with broadcasters and other correspondence needed with the government. These file cabinets house correspondence programs, which some of you may be familiar with, but we have listeners who are able to sign up for these programs. We mailed them the correspondence material. This particular one is for children, but we have topics that go through adults too. And they fill out the quiz on the questions on the last page, mail that back. It is graded by one of our staff ladies, and then the next lesson is mailed to them. As they complete a series of lessons, they receive a certificate. Looking on the wall, you can see some different photos and also our mission statement and a map showing our listener area, Antigua being in the middle. We reach from Puerto Rico down to St. Vincent, about 300 miles every direction with our AM signal, 1160 AM. This next room is our lunch room / prayer room / meeting room. And it provides a nice large area where we can gather together, all 8 of us, in the morning and have station prayer time for our listeners. Listeners write in with requests or call in with requests. We have a box of 3x5 cards and we pray through those requests in about a 7 to 10 day cycle. Coming down the hallway, there are the restrooms, and stop for just a minute to look at this photo of the painting of the original Caribbean Radio Lighthouse studio in Jolly Hill, Antigua. We have photos of our broadcasters. These are not all of our broadcasters, but they represent a good portion of them. Some of our broadcasters are from the Eastern Caribbean, some are from the United States. This first cubicle work area is Mary Ann. She's been with the Caribbean Radio Lighthouse for over 20 years, and has been editing programs. You can see she's in audition and is getting a program ready to be aired on the Lighthouse. The next door that we come to is the doorway for the office of Ken and Nancy Kirkland. They've been with the Radio Lighthouse since 2005. Ken is responsible for the station computers, printers, networking, everything that revolves around computers, and also the automation system. And anywhere else that is needed, he is always ready to jump in and help. And Nancy has a ladies program that airs on Tuesdays and Thursdays called Tea Time Treasures. If you pay attention to this map, if you look closely, you'll see pins. We're located here in Antigua, but you'll see pins on all of the different continents except Antarctica. Each one of those pins represents a program that has been, a confirmed reception of 1160 AM, the Caribbean Radio Lighthouse. This is Brother Erskine, and he has been with the Radio Lighthouse for over 30 years, and he's responsible for editing programs and also for taking all the different programs that are prepared to air on the Lighthouse and put them in the log and make sure that they're scheduled to air the right day and at the right time. We have two of our staff ladies that work back here. We have Sister Beverly Erskine, who has been at the Lighthouse for over 30 years. She is responsible for downloading the vast majority of our programs. We used to get programs through cassette and CD, but now we get them downloaded off the internet. She also has programs that she's responsible for editing and is responsible for the correspondence programs or material. And when it gets mailed to the Lighthouse, she grades it and then sends the next program back via mail. We have Sister Shaniza Saul, and she's been at the Lighthouse for 15 years. And you can see that she is editing her program, getting it ready for broadcasting on the Lighthouse. Shaniza and Marianne are responsible for the children's programming, which airs in the evenings each day here on the Radio Lighthouse, and they produce challenges for the children. I'm going to take a quick step outside, get a breath of fresh air. We've got this nice large porch that allows the staff to eat their lunch out here or to get some fresh air as they need a break during the day. If you look off in the distance, you can see the Caribbean Sea through the trees. I want to draw your attention to this building down in the lower part of the yard. This building was the largest part of the outside project for moving the Radio Lighthouse here. This is our backup generator building. Also serves as a workshop, but if the government power were to fluctuate or to go off, an automatic transfer switch starts the generator and we go to generator power and are able to continue broadcasting without interruption. On to the next room, to my office. So anything relating to correspondence with the government, correspondence with broadcasters, any decisions from a management perspective, and correspondence with supporters of the Caribbean Radio Lighthouse takes place here in this room. If you'll follow me to the engineering room. But before we get to the engineering room, let me draw your attention to this map. Antigua is located right here where I'm pointing, but this map we wipe clean at the beginning of June each year, and we record the storms during hurricane season. You can see that this hurricane season has been very active throughout the mapped area, but especially here in the Caribbean. Hurricane Maria passing just south of Antigua, Hurricane Irma passing just north of Antigua, and Jose also passing north of Antigua. This is the engineering room. Serves many purposes. Let me draw your attention to this equipment and the first shelf that allows us to monitor our air feed. So if we go off the air, it automatically calls us day or night so that we can address whatever issues have caused the glitch. Also, this equipment on this top shelf sends our radio signal from our current location to our tower up on Mount Obama or Boggy Peak, and also to our tower site in Jennings Extension. This computer here allows those of you that are listening on the internet to listen to us. This is our streaming computer. The workbench is where we repair equipment, whether it be soldering or whatever is needed. And then we have all of our spare parts, or a lot of our spare parts, organized here on the wall so that we can quickly find what we need and install it in equipment so we can get back up and going. Let me just draw your attention to this patch panel. This patch panel serves an important purpose. We'll shortly be going into our soundproof studios, but if a piece of equipment were to fail in either of those rooms, we can quickly bypass it and connect a backup piece of equipment in its place and allow us to stay on the air. And that also serves the purpose of if we have to do maintenance on equipment, we can bypass it quickly without interrupting our air feed. As we come into our soundproof studios, you'll notice we have multiple doors, and that is for the purpose of being able to soundproof the studios as much as possible. This first room is our recording studio. I'm going to interrupt Shaniza for just a minute. This is where any material that is recorded off the air, that is not recorded live, is recorded in here. It may be an interview with a couple of guests. It may be children's programming that is getting ready to air later this week. If you pay attention and you look through that window, you can see our on-air studio, and that was intentionally set up that way so that if we have a call-in program, person can be answering the phone in here and also communicating with the on-air announcer. And now go to our last room of the tour. This is our on-air studio, and this is where anything that you hear live on 1160 AM, 92.3 FM, or online at www.radiolighthouse.org originates from this room. We have a computer that has all of our programs in it, and it will automatically run multiple times throughout the day. We have our staff who interrupt that, bring BBC News in the mornings and in the afternoons and also at noon. So we'll have BBC News coming up shortly. We also have some live music programs that the staff bring to our listeners. We have the capability of interviewing multiple guests here in this studio also if we choose to do an interview live. This setup here is where our FM signal originates from. So anything that you would hear on 92.3 FM, 12 hours a day we do Spanish, 12 hours a day we do English, and this equipment here automatically switches and is controlled by the computer. You may have been a friend of the Lighthouse for many years. This may be the first time you've ever heard about the Caribbean Radio Lighthouse. But let me thank you for your time, and let me encourage you to partner with us. There's 3 ways you can partner with us. First of all, through prayer. And you say, well, what prayer requests do you have? You can sign up for our prayer letter at our website, www.radiolighthouse.org. You can also partner with us by listening. We would love to be able to minister to you through our music and through our programs 24 hours a day at our website, radiolighthouse.org. Or you can partner through us by giving. And if the Lord lays it on your heart, we'd be very thankful. Let me just say that this building was made possible by many friends and family who gave of their time and gave of their finances. Approximately 10,000 man-hours went into this project. God gave safety. There were no major injuries during that time. And $76,000 US was given towards this project. Thank you very much. And if you're when you're in Antigua, please stop by and we would love to give you a tour.